Today you guys are going to draw a Tim Burton, as you guys know him. He did The Nightmare Before Christmas, he did The Bride Corpse. There's hundreds of movies that he's done. But we are going to draw his style of artwork or cartoon, and you can draw it however you like. You can do it any kind of portrait, so that could be meaning you. It could be a piece of art history that you change, like the Mona Lisa. You can change a fairy tale. You can do a princess from Disney. You can do, even if you want to do Star Wars, it doesn't matter, but you're going to change it, make it a cartoon version in Tim Burton style. So it doesn't matter how you started out. He has a couple of different shapes of heads, but you guys are going to go online, and I have an image for you that has a whole bunch of different shapes of heads, but I'm just going to show you how to do the shading and everything. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to start with the shape of the head. So you want to decide oval, round, whatever you want. So I'm going to actually do like an oval face. So come around and do an oval. Once you do the oval, he always has these little ears. Always like the tiniest little ears. And then he always has little skinny necks, curve, and then the bodies are fairly small. Okay, once you've drawn that, you have a couple of options for noses, and I'm going to post those online for you. Because I don't want to go through every single one with you. I feel like you guys are old enough, you guys can choose and pick what you want. So once you draw that, you can do whatever kind of eyes you want. Now I'm going to just do maybe the oval eyes. So we're going to do two oval eyes. 1, 2. And then you guys are going to do the pupils. Very simple. He also has really skinny eyebrows. Now there's a couple of options if you want for noses. You can do a long nose, you can do a thin nose, you can do a pug nose. I'm going to come down with 2 skinny noses. The skinny nose. It comes around and then has the little nostrils. Now the mouth, all different kinds of noses. There's exaggerated mouth, there's an open mouth, there's one with stitches, like you guys know the bride and the princess, not the Princess Bride, from The Nightmare Before Christmas. She has like kind of a stitched mouth. I'm just going to do a very simple little mouth like this. Like I said, the best thing to do is to look up some of his ideas, but I have a whole sheet for you to work with. Once you have drawn that, you can actually work on the hairstyles. You can make it a boy, you can make it a girl, it doesn't matter, but all the hair is kind of like really stiff and static. So let me show you. Let's make this one have bangs. So let's do straight across, and then he would just have little lines like this. Okay, now I'm going to have her hair come down to the side and down to the side. Now, here's the difference. All Tim Burton's hair kind of has this straight, stringy look if you want. Some of it has more of a wave to it, but not too much. And then just add like a little curve. Here's the trick of Tim Burton styles. Once you do this, it's mostly about the shading. So there's all shading on the sides of the face. This will also be in the example I'm giving you. So go all the way around. And like I said, you can make this the Mona Lisa. You could make it, if you wanted to, any of the fairy tales. So you can make it Snow White. You can make it whatever you feel like. Once you do that neck, there's a shadow right here. And this is not too different from a natural shadow you would do. Do the shadow underneath. Then there's a shadow behind the hair, because the hair is behind her. So do the shadow behind. Always use your finger to smear. You will probably have to wash your finger, but you can do it. Once you do that, you're going to do the shadows around the eyes. Now the eyes, that's the key. That's his big thing. You're going to go around the eyes like this. Keep going around and around with your pencil. Same thing. Whoops. Go around the eyes, so to give that sunken look. Okay. The nose, same thing. The nose is actually just going to have a couple of shades. Not too much, just a little shadow on the side like this. Very little. Maybe a little shadow right there. That is basically it. It's the big thing about him is the shadows around the eyes. And you could add a couple of shadow in the hair if you want. You can add a couple lines. Once you have finished this, there's a couple of things you can do. You are going to paint or use color pencils or crayons, whatever you want. I'm just going to use paint because I have them here. And you're going to color. You can do it a black and white version, or you can do color. Usually you're going to paint right on top of all those shadows you just did. You will trace some of it. You will use a marker to trace some of it just so you can see better. But you get the idea. You're just going over everything. Some of his pictures are a little creepier, so if you want to just make it black and white, that's fine. If you want to make a color, that's okay too. You guys know both kinds of movies that he does, so you guys can check out his movies and see what his style is. Once you've done that, you can even draw a background that goes perfectly with this. So if you are doing, oops, I just painted the eye. Let's say you're doing her at the mall, you can draw the mall in the background. If you're doing her as Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, maybe you want to do a creepy, maybe you want to do a creepy forest. If you want to do other things, you can just do ground, whatever you want. You could do like a moon, whatever. Take your time, go slow. I cannot wait to see your Tim Burton style pictures.